Microphone check 1 2. What is this? The 5 foot assassin with the roughneck business. Float like gravity. Never had a cavity. Got more rhymes than the Warners got families. Don't need to sweat Arsenio to gain some type of fame. Good morning. What's going on, bro? Where you at? Oh yeah, you on the are you on the other side of the continent? Right at lunchtime over here, but good day to you. Mr. Kevin, how you doing, sir? What's going on? What's going on? I'm thinking today we're just gonna let y'all uh, tell me what you'd like to see. Ugh. And then I'll see if I've got the stuff to do it. But if I don't, then I'll just work on one of these other projects. But I was glad to be back in the shop. Colorado, live in South Park. Yeah. We get it, children. Sometimes it's important to sit in South Park and hang out with your friends. That's Sup, man? Just got a minute, but had to pop in and hit that thumb. My guy Runic, thumbing it up. Appreciate you. Did I check your email out? I did. Absolutely. I appreciate that too. Now my kid is 15 right now, but I got a feeling that he'll be 16 next year. But I am going to look into that info though. See if he'd like to do that. He may be. That's pretty awesome what you're doing on your end though. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, our last adventure here, we were doing this, put a little bit more fire on it. I didn't want it to look peacocky, but it's already started looking peacocky. So, I'm not exactly sure where I want to go with it from there, if I'm just going to stop cold right there. But I want it to look a little more serious, you know what I'm saying? And that's just a little, you know what I'm saying? That would take a very specific shirt, outfit, etc. But I do want to incorporate colors. That's going to stay like that because of the knot. And I was glad to do it that way. And these two sides, same, we've seen. But I want to put some color in. Very beautiful bow ties, Wes. Appreciate that, Agent. Appreciate it. Pasta is what I thought it looked like. Oh, Rasta. We talked about that too. It was so funny. Smoke Shop was in here when we did the coloring on it and the dyeing to it. And he said, it's a tie-dye bow tie. And we all just laughed our pootie tang heads off because that was just funny. Tie-dye bow tie. So that might be the name of this one on the site, the tie-dye bow tie. Tie-dye bow tie. Still got to figure out some way to make this leather work. Maybe I'll just get going on that. Maybe I'll just get going on that. I'm going to start with that bad boy this way. That makes it a little more serious, don't it? What about this side? Not bad. I like this. I like this color. That I like. Holy crap! It's raining. Oh man. Living in Georgia, dude. Out the blue. Come on. Ah. Let me go double check, make sure my truck all good. Holy moly. Holy moly. That's bananas. Flash rain blows the daggone power out. Well, can you believe that? Power went out just like that.
Yeah.
Where did you bring this weather up with you from Florida?
It's raining.
I know. It's crazy. Just out of nowhere, like 5 minutes ago. It should be back on faster though this time.
You think so?
Yeah, because this wasn't that kind of outage. Usually when it's out a while, it's a different kind of vibe. That's bananas. Well, I guess that ends our live because I cannot. My shop is pitch black and outside is wet. So $5 months. Appreciate you, agent. I'm good today, except you got no power in the shop. You got water outside. It's hot as hell. I hope this doesn't last long. It's hot as hell. It is hot as hell. Now you. So let me see if I can swap my environment a little bit. See if I can make my circumstance a little more better and a little bit more different. What if yeah, damn it. Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna go sit in the truck. I don't know if this is gonna stay active enough. Ugh. But I'm gonna sit right here for a second. And then yeah. Then we'll just have to kick it this way in the love mobile, baby. I need a generator. You know what's crazy? A lot of my career I had a generator. And I stopped doing new construction, and usually on a house that I'm remodeling, got full power throughout the entire house. And so I never needed one. And if we didn't have power throughout the house, the homeowner didn't either, and they'd be fine with us not being there. So I didn't have one. In this house, we've not had the power be out more than an hour or so, ever, in 3 years, up until a couple days ago. I mean, last week, when we were out for 2 days, and that was crazy. Off camera. And it's just what it was. But this is the first time it's happened. Now I'm just gonna sit out here and look and wait for my garage light bulb to turn on. And once it does, yeah, go get that V8 power and turn on the AC. Look, I don't know nothing about HVAC. I have that truck with a belt on the rear axle, little belt spinning on the rear axle, running the television, because that's all they care about in my house. What's wild is my mother-in-law, and I got to get one of these bad boys. She's got a tablet that stayed live for 2 days without being plugged in. And when the power came back on to the rest of the house, my wife asked her how much battery she had. She was still at 95%. So whatever that little tablet she has, I'm gonna get one of those because that is killer. It's been crazy raining over here in Alabama as well, says Beard. See, it's already stopped here, but this is kind of how we get weather in the summertime in Georgia. That's just a normal thing. The power going out days in a row is weird. That's weird. But again, a lot of trees fell. A lot of trees fell. We had, I'll show you, because I ain't got nothing else to do. So, now, remember, we knocked down that boy and it's starting to grow back, but I'll kill that. And there he lies, running the full length of the driveway, laid down and cut up. But that thing right there that just fell, that happened in our last storm. And that's going down towards the creek. Now, they cleaned some of this up. They've been cleaning up for the last couple days. These fell in the last storm, and they just started cleaning them up. And you just knock them down. It's like straight down to the creek from here. And some trees fell here that were up there, and they, of course, uprooted them or whatever. But so where we're walking is on all sort of my land, and it's just all this moss. And then there's this. When we first moved here, because right here, that's the creek that runs through my backyard. Technically, this is still all the way up to there is our yard, technically. And then the other side of that, all the way down, is technically ours too. But I would fish from here. This is like a 20-foot drop off of this little hill. But I would fish and throw in out there and snatch bass and brim out of there like crazy. They were never home. I wanted to ask him if I could come down in his yard and do it, but they were never home. So I just did it from here on the bridge. But that runs through my backyard, and that's where I've got the block with the trees now. And now my wet hold area is even deeper and wider than that, which is amazing to me. Hey, Bug, how you doing? Good to see you. Juan, how you doing? Yeah, my little jungle. It's a it's a fairly big lot for this little, for a neighborhood, right? But it's shaped weird, and you can't build anything on it because it's just down to the creek. Because like there's nothing we can do with any of that. Any of that. Let's see. There's another tree that's falling. That got. I don't know. Maybe it's just reaching out. Could just be reaching out. And yeah, I gotta get the cutters on that. That's how fast everything grows when it rains like this. Oh, this was cut down 3 days ago. Trocas, Soros Mafia. Smoke shop. DJ Real. Back to me. Yeah, but okay. I'll show you the other trees that went down. Gotta be careful because I got the Crocs on, and I don't think these are snake friendly boots. The Crocs. I don't feel fully secured in them. All right. There's a tree that was right there that fell. There's another tree that's right there that fell. And if you can see it, this hole was not here before in the skyline. Because we cut that tree down, there it lies. And then this one fell. And then another one fell right there and left us an opening there. That one we would have cut down, but it's leaning the right way. So hopefully if it does fall, it'll fall away from the house. But that was my path down to the creek before. In boots, it's no issue. But in these Crocs, I saw a huge snake crawl out of that stump before. So I don't know if it still lives there. And, play those types of games, fam. Yeah. And there's another big tree that fell right there. I think I can show you that one. And these houses we used to not be able to see. When the summer, we used to not be able to see those houses in the summer. But since all those trees have fallen, you can see them. I got to pressure wash this side of the house. This is the first year it's done that. We still don't have power because my light still ain't on. My light still ain't on. I can't believe this is happening. Why? All right, let me get away from the mosquitoes. All right, back to the chat. Wondering, I subbed and commented. Thanks, Bug. That's awesome. Sometimes they are hard to kill power momentarily, make quick repairs for the previous storms. That's well, the weird thing is that it happened when as soon as we got that flash. I was like, holy crap, it's raining, because I just heard it. And then I came outside, opened the door, looked around, closed it, and boom. Okay. Kirktrick. We alive, ladies and gentlemen. We're alive. Sweet. Okay. Let me get y'all's. You're making pickles today. What? I do like pickles. Look, said I do nature and drawing. Love cooking. I haven't seen cooking on your channel yet, Bug. But I'm sure it's fantastic. Bug's channel is a nice little pleasant pop up on your feed, right? It's just pretty little things that just that you might pass by if you're not paying attention, you know. And it's nice to see all those pretty little things. Bug's one of them. That's awesome, Beard, making pickles. Craig Posh. Craig Posh. If I had. Look, Craig, we talked about your bunny yesterday. I got sucked into a stream live stream, and the topic was stuff that people have done and stuff, and they were asking me, they were like, oh, you're so good at everything. I'm like, I'm good at what I show you. And I tried to do a freaking bunny. Oh yeah, it was Dylan. They were talking about carving because they are all fantastic carvers. And I was telling them how your bunny rabbit just keeps kicking my ass so bad. I've got no choice but to make bow ties. But maybe I can figure out how to put a little bunny nose on a bow tie. I don't know. Pickles do sound good, Wander. You can grow something in there, a small garden. Beard, that's exactly what I was thinking when that tree fell. I said, now I've got a sunlight patch that I can actually grow stuff on. Because generally, I do not have sunlight for more than an hour anywhere on the property. Daughter back in Portugal and away shopping with the ball and chain, couple down minutes from Chinese takeout. Hurry up, girl, man's gotta eat. Juan is over there having a time. And he is passing it on to his daughter because she sounds like she's having a fantastic travel life right now. That's awesome. Hopefully they let you eat Chinese soon, Juan. For Juan too. You see Shannon Sharp and Secure Stevens interview. It had me tearing up from laughter, says Agent. I saw bits of that interview. I think I'm inclined to, I saw Blue Blood Sports talk about this too. And he did a very, very good breakdown of it. And I thought he did a brilliant breakdown on that. Because he's saying Shannon Sharp is a guy who followed boxing up through Floyd Mayweather's era. And if you followed it in early Floyd, even later Floyd, it was Floyd out-toughed a lot of guys too. He outboxed them, but he also out-toughed them. And I think that's one of the things that Shannon Sharp was saying. I like to see people get handled. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Peace, peace. Agent had to time somebody out. I appreciate you putting the scope on the foes, bro. Shannon Sharp talking nonsense and Shakur called him out. Hey, it is what it is. Bug, do you show coins? I may have to see if. Do you show coins? I may have seen a few of your streams. A bow tie on a bunny. With the two little ears to the side. You know what bunny you're talking about. Freaks. You guys ever heard of lima pickles? They are fantastic, but many people make them. They're time consuming, but fantastic. I've heard of them, never tried them. But I only think I heard of them once, and I just thought that's peculiar. But I do like pickles a lot. I don't know why y'all got me started on that, because I'm down. Yes, I've shown coins before. Wondering, got a lot of them from my friend today, Melanie, as she loves them, says Bug Lightning. Agent says, Shannon Sharp and Unk when it comes to boxing knowledge. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Lime pickles are good. Just have a long soak time, says Beard. Warner says, I thought that was you. It's great to see you again. Look, that's awesome. We're connecting the peoples. We're connecting the peoples. All right. That's my weight falling over. So we did not figure out what we were going to build because we immediately ran out of power. So Maybe I'll run these out today. I dropped some more stuff off this morning in the post. I'm trying to do like every other day so it don't feel so overwhelming. But it's easing my anxiety to get some stuff mailed out to the wonderful folk who visit my channel. I'm making refrigerator deals today. They're ready in 24 hours and they last about a month. Nice. Nice. I should learn how to make pickles. I was growing cucumbers for a while and I never got success. Every time I got something that was starting to, cucumbers or melons or anything of the sort, all got eaten. By the time they got anywhere near maturity, something would come along and eat them. And it was just a steady thing for everything that I had on a creeping vine. Hmm. What could we do today? I got some music coming. I got some music coming so that I can be playing actual background music while I'm woodworking without the concern of royalties and non-sensories. So that's going to be awesome. So, what can I do? What can I do? Get back to you. What would I do to get back to you? Should we do some maintenance? Should we build some things? Do you all have some suggestions? Oh, you know what we can do? What we can do. Get Beard Groove Stanley rebuilt, cleaned up. We can definitely do that right now. As we do that, we'll talk about terminology and things like that, should you choose to engage me in such a manner. And we'll make sure we got all the right proper tools for the situation. Y'all hang with me. I'm gonna grab my cup of coffee from upstairs. Wes, is there an Amish stores around you? If so, that only piece I can find some pickles. If so, get you a jar someday and you will like them. There are no Amish that I am aware of in my immediate area, although I truthfully never sought them out. I'm gonna get me some afternoon coffee. Hope this ain't bumming you out that I'm gone. I've been having a lot of fun telling people that dude in Florida gave me a plane. uh, First off, oh yeah, Smoke. Smoke's awesome, dude. He really is. I like him a lot. Put a little cream in there. We stir. I'm trying to decide if I want to drop a cube of ice in this or if I want to put it in the microwave. Because it's lukewarm right now and that won't do. All right, one thing. Okay, so I got this. Where is that? Where's the that? Oh, here's the that. Who's a black sheep? What's a black sheep? No, we want for this crap. Oh, I messed that up fast. Who's a black sheep? What's a black sheep? I don't know who it was, but I'll try. Can I get a yes? Yeah. Can I get a yes? Yeah. Got a hat? Yeah. It's for the style is creative. Black sheep of the native. Won't be violated or even decepticated. I got cousins on the jungle, brothers on the quest. Devin Doran, uncles on the porch, may they rest. What? Which way? What? When? How? Mr. Long Dress, Black Sheep, slam now. Know you heard the others. Now I heard the others. Of course, the course is yours. You can get with this, or you can get with that. Okay. Gloves. Gloves. Take care of yourself, lad. Slanga fold. All right. We back. Yeah, it is a Stanley number 4, made in the Bailey, made in the good old US of A. I love it. I'll tell you another thing. This is the very first plane I ever bought. It's the very first plane I ever refinished and brought back. It's the very first plane I ever tuned. I'm very fond of it. This one I know performs. That's why this was the one. Okay. This is the what we would call the lever cap. This would be the chip breaker. This would be our blade. Our lever cap also doubles as a tool to turn the screw. It opens up. Our lever cap, our chip breaker to our blade. This is the frog. Now, all of this I cleaned really thoroughly before when I put it together. I just haven't since. I'm just going to clean it up real nice here so we don't have to do any deep polishing. We don't have to do any heavy rust removal or anything like that. We just want to get this handle nice, and we want to clean the whole thing up real nice and get it nice and toned so you don't have to do anything when it comes to you except adjust that blade back down and have at it. So I am going to use this screw. This is how, just for the sake of the teaching, this is how we get that frog adjusted between those and this little screw back here. Right here. Oops. And then you can back that thing up or you can push it forward. I like so much where it is right now. I'm just going to pull these just so I can clean in there. But I'm not going to fiddle around with it much because I don't want you to have to retune the whole plane when you get it. But again, little washer, little screws. These threads are great. Cleaned them out before. They're still good. They haven't been moved since. This is called the frog. We're getting the frog out of the way for now. That's the adjustment knob right there. While you're holding the plane, you're turning that with your finger to lower and raise the blade. No, you probably know this, but there may be somebody in here that didn't. So I'm just dropping a little info here. And then this would be the sole or the heel. the little handle back here. A couple flathead screwdrivers do all this work. So I'm gonna pull this gentle. It's a brass screws, and this thread is holding really well, so I don't think you'll have any issues here. And that goes into the sole, but it's a long screw, but it's not very deeply embedded in that, so you don't have to go super far to get it out. I guess obviously further than that. I think that's it. So that's good. And then we'll take this one off. And that'll just pop right off. This is all original stuff. Still got some nice oil in it from when I did the work on it before, but we're just going to clean all that out, clean all that up. Work that heel a little bit, maybe put some wax on it, but that's about it for that sole. All right. Why can't I turn off the radio? I don't know why that song jumped in my head today, but it did, and it just won't frickin' go. It just won't go. I was like, I hadn't heard that song in a while. And I hadn't heard it. I just thought of it. So first, I'm gonna just get rid of the dust. Some of this is just dust. See what I'm saying? Thank you guys for sticking around with me through my power outage. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Think you guys are tops. So what I'm going to do is just pop in little WD. I'm going to drag around in a couple of these little spots like this just to make sure there's nothing serious going on there. I didn't repaint anything. This is all original paint, so we don't have any real structural problems at all here. But let's go and get W over here. Before we do, let's take a sip. Enjoy your day. Take a squig of that bad boy. Oh, it's so good. Take a little wire brush down here, just wherever I can get to whatever I can have a concern about, you know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna run right across the back here. The good thing about the WD-40 is if something comes off with it, it's kind of better. And the WD-40 is gonna protect that metal too better than any soapy water will. There we go. We got that little piece of gunk out of there too. What if I see Beard on the Antiques Roadshow, and they're like 2 months from now, they're like, "This is a remarkable example of a Stanley. If you look here, there's a slight imperfection here on the back. If we peel that away slightly, we'll see that this one was handmade specifically for King Charles." Hand forged by Abraham Lincoln. We'd set the price on this unit at about £7.5 million. Oh! I would be so proud. I'd be so happy. I'd be like, "Yo, you're my boy, Blue. You're my boy." I'm just gonna clean this whole thing-a-lang off. Let's see. Now back here, I got something that I don't know if that's paint drips or what. But before I go to scraping and stuff, I'm gonna put a little of this. If that don't do it, I'll move up to some goof off or something. Yeah, whatever it is, it's coming off though. Beard, it is my pleasure, brother. It is my pleasure. 100%. 100%. Cool. Now, just because we're already involved in this joint, we may as well continue our efforts on the side of this plane. You have to do this with something nice and flat, because if you want to shoot with this, you can. Number 4 has got a perfect 90 right here, so you can use this as a shooting plane, although, you know, a smaller version, but you could do it. Now, depending on how you store these, if you store them like in a box that doesn't get a lot of air to it and absorbs, you know, a wooden box or something like that, you keep it elevated and all that stuff, you can keep these from getting any rust on them, I hear. But my shop's not really that kind of shop, but I don't see any real rust to note that ever develops. But every time I clean them, I'm going to do this WD-40, or you can use some paste wax, stuff like that. I'm going to use some that got sent to me from my good buddy Ronek. I'll put that on the bottom of this, the sole of this plane, because it's good stuff. but that'll happen after this cleanup. Do I use a file to sharpen the blade? Uh, I just did all my hand pruners this week. Nice. I have used a file definitely to re establish the blade. I don't necessarily use a file to sharpen the blade. Um, I usually use stones for that, or I can use a series of sandpaper and blocks and stuff like that. But usually with my hand planes, I use a honing device and a whetstone set. But the oil is good for the metal. What's a good brand? I use the Amazon Basics whetstone set. It's a 3-stone set, but it's got 4 degrees of grit. I don't have it next to me right now, but oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And almost any cheap honing tool will work. Mine is the cheapest anybody's ever seen. Mine costs $3. I got it on Temu a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And my sharpening stones are dry right now, but that's them. That is the flattening stone here, but each of these has 2 sides to them, so you get everything that I've needed for sharpening the blade on my planes, for sure. Now we are going to clean that a little bit, and I'm going to just use some isopropyl alcohol. Listen, I'm going to go grab some shop rags right fast. Get out of here. Get out of here, you stinky. All right. All right. Some fresh, exciting, and so exciting to me, baby. He's fresh, he's so fresh. She's so fresh. She's so fresh. She's so fresh. This is flat. I'm sure of it. I'm not going to muck around with it. I'm going to just leave it flat as it was. I'm going to put some wax on it though. I'm going to do some of this. This is the workshop bone. It says to apply it, the clean dry rag that you have. Important note right here. There's no blade in this. Don't do this with a blade in the tool. In fact, don't even mess around with the bottom of this thing. It's so easy to get cut. These blades get ridiculously sharp if you do it right. All right. Might as well put a little on the sides too. That way, while this is, it says this should give it about 20 minutes. We're gonna break that rule and probably not do that long. But what we are gonna do is do the sides and the bottom too. And while that's waiting, we will we'll work on these blades and the chip breaker. Make sure all that stuff's lined up and good. Shaggy man, what up, bro? Hey, hey. Shaggy Mane in the building. I know Shaggy Mane from the smoke shop that we were just talking about. And DJ Real One. Muck around sounded very British. Hey man, I'm trying my best. I can't learn a new language, but maybe I can do new terminology in other English language. And thus appear more diverse and well bred than I am. You know what I'm saying? All right. These bad boys. Muy importante. So we're going to make sure that I don't see any breaks that have been repaired so that I don't agitate them. And I don't think I see any. I see something that might be glue. But I think we're going to wish upon a star. No, wait. Step out on faith. And we're going to sand this thing down, at least in those parts. We're going to start with something fairly aggressive in probably 100 grit. And then we'll work our way to a higher, finer grit as we go. Honestly, I'm not going to mess with this blade or this chip breaker in that they've been cutting perfectly. And I'm going to leave them be because they're also clean and sharp. And if I put them back together and it turns out not to be the case, then one, we're going to call Ghostbusters because somebody's been sneaking in my shop, messing with my tools. But otherwise, I think we'll be okay. I bought some new sandpaper the other day. I'm such a kid. I bought some new sandpaper. I got some wool so that I can finally try the old put vinegar and steel wool in it and see what it looks like trick. Got to some 3-thiol grit. Ooh, I'm so excited. And then some good old Tweezy. I use so much of this stuff. It's always good to have extra. And it's got the JP Grip Advanced Non-Slip Durable Backing, it says. I don't know what that means. But what I do know is that I'm going to use it right now in this very moment, live on the television screen, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, who you going to call? Westbusters. Mr. West, I don't know if you saw my comment the other day when you were working on deck, but thank you, my good man, for making my name blue. Makes me easy to click the links on other channels. You're the man. Absolutely, dude. I'm sorry it took so long. I'll be frank with you. I'm sorry it took so long. I'd be absent-minded sometimes. What I like to do is mod everybody who is an active participant in the chat with any frequency, because I just don't want to miss my friends when they pull up. You know what I'm saying? And there's no diss to somebody who doesn't yet have moderation, but it's like the folks that's been around, it's like I don't want to miss those comments. I don't want to miss anybody's, but particularly you guys who support me the strongest. I want to reinforce that the strongest. Oh, I just died in your arms tonight. This is hard, whatever that is. I think I'm going to try a knife on that. Man, if I was able to just flip that thing right off of there, like, ew, that would have been sweet. That would have looked cool. Bam, that came right off. Let's try this one, see what it does. Yes, my dear. Wonderful, wonderful. Continue in this way, please. Oh, wonderful. Nothing but perfection. Now, let me tell you something, man. A good sharp blade freaking can't beat it. I don't care what you're talking about, cuz you can't beat. It's like, makes you, whatever you were before you had a sharp blade, you're going to be better once you do. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, fam. You're going to be a better version of yourself. Oh, snap. Pilato got the rest of the lyrics. I don't have to keep saying the same things over and over. Nice. Oh, you already know it, Shaggy Man. A blade is my go-to tool. That's for sure. Sharp blade makes for easy work. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Now, maybe some historian would be like, what are you doing to that handle? Oh, snap. Hold on one second. Don't go away. You stayed. Thank goodness you stayed. Thank you. Thank you for staying. And since you stayed, would you touch that like button for me? I know it's aggressive. It's an aggressive thing to ask for right after you didn't push the wipe away button. But I just cried for your likes tonight. You never thought you'd see me beg. I'm doing a poor job of making new Pilato like button activated. That's what I'm talking about. That song was popular when I was in the 5th grade. So, Pilato, you trying to floss the fact that you're younger than me? That's cold, bro. That's cold, youngster. I was probably like in the 7th grade when you was in the 5th grade. I would have walked on your playground, took your ball. I don't know. I was the average size of a 2nd grader when I was. I swear when I was a kid, people used to call me Webster because my name was Wes. And then, never pushed the wife away button. Exactly. That'd be awful. The wife away button? Woo. I almost made a comment about stop calling me. Yeah, Pilato, I'm probably a couple years older than you, bro. I am a 1973 unicorn. if you were around before me, you would remember that day that I was birthed. Like everybody's world changed. Uh, and I don't want to take credit, for being chosen, because there's nothing I did per se. But yeah, I was born before everybody, pretty much. Pretty much am the Adam of this generation, I'm gonna have to say. I'm using this 220 because it's aggressive enough to take off finishes, but it's not quite so aggressive that I got to worry about pulling off wood that I don't want to pull off, or reshaping this thing in any way. Because right now I'm just pulling off old shellac and disbonded peeling, stuff like that. And we're going to replace that with a suitable replacement that will last through the hands of time. Beer Groove says 78. Palato says my older brother was also born in 1973. I'm a bicentennial baby. 1976. Nice. Nice. It's a good time. It's a good thing we met now. You know what I'm saying? When I wasn't a little Napoleon on the playground, taking smaller kids' balls. A little Nelson. When y'all were in the 5th grade, y'all were all definitely bigger than I was in the 8th grade. It's so funny. I don't think I was 5 feet until I was sophomore. Hitting a half century later this year. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have lived so much longer than Jesus already. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't think I'm going to go harsher than this 220 because I really don't want to change any of the ergonomics of this thing. They are really good on this Stanley, in my own very educated opinion. Could be potentially the greatest educated opinion on hand planes in the history of the world. Or a liar. One of the two. I don't know which. I don't like to speculate. Let's get another piece of the something papel. Once we've gotten all of the surfaces at least hit, we're gonna blow it dry, blow it clean with the vacuum, and then hit it again. Gonna be careful not to do much on the bottom here because that foot has to rest very specifically inside of that plane bed and has done so for many years. If there are grooves or changes or bumps or anything in there, we want to keep them because that thing's set perfectly and we don't want to disrupt that part. A wobbly handle on a hand plane is no bueno. Okay. And when I say it bilingually, you know I'm serious. You know I'm dead serious. Oh, wow. I know this is probably difficult to watch in that it's just me sanding, you know? But I can already see that this handle is gonna be, it might be pretty even after I'm done with this. Like I'm looking at these, and it's definitely been sanded before. I can see some marks and they weren't doing anything other than taking stuff off. They definitely weren't trying to get a beautiful finish. So I'm going to eat some of that off as I sand, but I will say I do think the wood grain is going to look nice at the end. Wes, do you only fish in the river? I fish on lakes and rivers, mostly freshwater stuff. I have fished in the ocean a few times, but I wouldn't say I'm good at it or I've caught anything besides pinfish. Shaggy Man says, Wes, I'll catch up with how this ends up, but I got to dip for now. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you, man. It will be up. You know, I don't delete anything unless I get into into too much of a altercation fighting for the rights of the citizens. Someday is missing this, but she likes sanding in your shoes. I know it. I know it. Maybe one day I'll send her a little private video of me sanding my shoes. You know what I'm saying? A little thank you. Oh. Thank you, Mr. Kevin. I appreciate your support, good sir. Encouraging that the like button be stricken. Now, Beard, potentially after I finish up with your plane. I may mess around. I don't see a single crack in this handle anywhere. I don't see a single repair anywhere. This has been the same piece of wood since probably 1950 something, 1960s. Maybe 40s. Not 100% sure on the English. I mean, on the. No, I think this is 1940s. I think this is 1940s. But Google is pretty good at identifying these things. If you want a deep dive. I'm so proud of myself for picking up this paper today. It is paying me back already. You gotta fight. Ow, ow, for your right. Ow, ow, to party. Yeah. What did you went to school? Had no homework. I'm making up lyrics because I don't really know them. I just remember the melody and the general rebellious tone of the song itself. You gotta fight. Ow, ow, for your right. Ow, ow, to party. I had a little horsey named Paul Revere. It's me and my horsey in a quart of beer, riding across the land, kicking up sand. Every price is on my tip cause I'm in demand. One lonely beastie I be, all by myself without nobody. Sun is beating down on my baseball hat. Hair is getting, my beard is getting flat. Looking for a girl, I ran into a guy. His name was MCA. I said howdy, he said hi. Is that walnut? I don't know. Pilato, I am so sorry if I have a better singing voice than you. I feel sorry for your father. Because my singing voice is horrific. It's just one of them things that I'm down to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like kissing. Even people that don't do it well do it. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's dust this thing off. I do not think this is walnut. I forget what these typically were made of. I don't know, to be frank. I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no, but I don't remember walnut being what stands out in my brain when I think about it. But then again, nothing else stands out either. So far, so good on this stuff. Hey, Joe, puffin' stuff. go when the times are rough. Good job, puffin' stuff. What do you got when you can't get enough? Bringing up childhood weird stuff. That was a weird cartoon. Oh, it wasn't even a cartoon. It's just giant people-sized puppets. Last time I tried singing a few bars on a live stream, I had to clear my throat. Then I tried again, and it might have been worse. This is Pilato. I think the real old ones from the 20s had rosewood handles. This could be that. I think the planer handles are typically rosewood, aren't they? Says Pilato. Sounds like that's probably the consensus. Sounds like. Kevin says it's proven that singing is good for the soul. Just makes the day better. It's true. It's also been proven that humming will help reset your body on a cellular level. Your cells become healthier as a result of the vibrations and whatever you trigger in your body when you hum. Isn't that weird? We're learning so much about the human experience together. If this would be the first time I've ever handled and dealt with rosewood, working on it. If that's indeed what this so-called wood is. I've got no experience of my own to draw from, so I will defer to my comrades. Oh, wait, let me clear that off too. I do think this is going to be pretty wood, though. At the end, when I finally get all this shellac off of it, all this roach poop everywhere. You know what shellac is? Roach booty juice. I wonder who even discovered that. Like, I can't get this roach crap off of any of my wooden handles. And they were like, oh, Jonathan, you're brilliant. Also, you're filthy, but you're brilliant. And then thus they harvested roach poop, learned to make shellac from it. Isn't that great? Talk about lemons to lemonade. Life gives you roach poop. You become a shellac daddy. Your home is filthy, but these tables are shimmering. Jesus Christ. Why are you looking so good, Wood? You're getting there, buddy. I'm not going to give up on you. I'm just not. Look, I see you. I see that grain trying to pop. I see that you want it to shine, fam. I support that. I support it. And again, I would rather sand a little bit longer with this 220. Oh my God. We're back. We're not the same because we don't have a microphone feed. I'm the mic, I'm a microphone fiend after 12. I'm worse than the gremlin. Feed me hip hop and I start trembling. This ain't intense sense offense or homicide. This ain't the cinemas of tales from the dark side by any means necessary. This is what has to be done. Take place, cause here I come. My DJ Cakes material. Grand Imperial. It's a must that I bust any mic you hand to me. It's inherited, it runs in the family. Cause I wrote the rhymes that broke the bull's back. That don't slow him up, I carry a bull pack. And I don't wanna have to let off. You should've stepped off, you shouldn't keep the scene long. Step off. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see a part-time habit about to be taken to the maximum. I can't relax, see I'm hype as a hypochondriac, cause the rap be one hell of an antidote. Suckers, you can't quote more than dope to try to move away, but you can't, you broke more than cracked up. You should have backed up, but those that act up need to get more than smacked up. Any entertainer, I got a torture chamber, one-on-one, and I'm the remainder. We'll rock you for your ear holes, for the old schools, for the unks with the bump in the trunks. Rob Woodworking, what's up, Robs? How you doing? How you doing? We're just grinding away, working on. Had the camera focused on the wrong thing. No wonder the subs was dropping. People don't want to look at my mug. I'm a little impressed by the toughness of this wood, this 60, 70-year-old wood. I just really am. I'm putting a beating on it. I don't want to put it in a vise because I want to be able to feel what pressure is happening to it. It'd be nightmarish if it snapped. But if I can get this bad boy back to its absolute glory, sheesh, paying homage. I'm gonna get a visit from Paul Sellers one day, you know what I'm saying? I think you did a wonderful job, young man. Wonderful job. Or maybe that Rob Cosmas, something, Canadian, knows all about wood. Hi, I'm Wes Does It. Welcome to my show. We got some, definitely much better. Let's see what we got. feeling pretty good about this. I don't think I want to go much further. So we're gonna give it a taste. That's all we're gonna do, fam. That's all we're gonna do. Oh snap, we went away? Oh man, I didn't even know it had gone away. That sucks. How long were we out for, Beard? I saw no indicators on my phone. I did look up and saw there was 4 people in here though. Rob just saw my... Well, you got a new account, Rob? The heck? Nice. No, Rob, I'm Superman. I didn't mean anything. I was just checking on you. I hadn't seen you. And I haven't particularly been online myself, too tough on your time zone. I was just checking on my friend, because that's what I be doing. So, oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's get a little suction. Good, my man. I'm freaking fantastic. What? Oh, Robin came in here talking about he feeling fantastic. What are you doing? Spreading positivity or something? What are you, some happyton? Some guy who likes life? All right, let me pull this off. Toss those bad boys. Grab another set of gloverinos because we got another set of things to do chemically. We also have to do this handle, the round handle too. But I do wonder if there could be a method to making this one a little easier. You know what I'm saying? It's spherical. Often with spherical things we can spin them. You know? I wonder if that even exists as a possibility. Well, how about that? How about that? I'm gonna come back with more stuff. Don't leave. Stay put. You stay put. like the loyal friend I knew you to be. Let's put this pencil on here. Oh man. Let's see. Let's see if we can make this do something. Uh-oh. Hard to control. I wonder if we put the pin in there, sent the pin through, and maybe put something on those threads so it wouldn't be necessarily possible for us to damage those threads. Then we could spin this on the drill with the cap, like so. We'd have to grab it. It's not long enough, but this is. So we can set that through. It'll hold. We can put that in. Would it hold? We'll still sort of need some way to keep these together. When most things excessive fail, then the answer must be simplicity. Right now I'm going to take this off. We should all pretend we left right now. Rob just wants to torture me more than life already is. Droll. Very droll. Alright. I'm just going to squeeze up in there. Now, what I am going to do here is tape off this bottom, the very bottom of this thing, because I don't think it's going to be hard to work with or adjust, whatnot. What is that? Is this sliding out? Seems to be working. Still ugly though. Let's hit it again. Seal rub. Let me just keep this sand going strong enough to spin off Just light dust, but not nearly heavy enough to dig in. I don't want to change any geometry. All I want to do is pull off that finish. That's it. Just want to pull that light finish off. That's it. No geometry shift. We don't even really want to sand much of the wood on this. We just want to sand off finish. I know this is not as exciting as a lathe. I know. I got it on here sort of light so that if I put too much pressure, it just stops the spin. So that'll keep me from accidentally digging into my wood. So that if I have places that got missed, I can just hand sand those down and catch them like this. Seems to be working.
trying to be crazy gradual as I move up, but I don't want to stop the rotation. I still want the stand, but I want it right. But I do want it effective. I think I'm getting close. Starting to see what I want to see. The top of it finished off pretty good, pretty fast. Spin this down here at the bottom. This probably has the most variation. Still. Again, we're on a 220, so we're trying to keep it gradual. Keep it on the low. Keep it on the glow. If I was 40, I'd tell you when to go. Dum, dum, dum. Hey, what's good, Wes? How those bow ties turn out? You finish them up? No. We sort of finished. You know, I got one that's finished. I got, well, two. Yeah, finished two. But the one with the colors on it, we're still going to make a centerpiece for all of them, really, out of leather. But the bow ties themselves are cut and stained and or dyed. I don't know which way you call this. I would guess it was a dye. And it came out very Rasta, which we do like. And I'll show you here in just a few as I get this sanding goals met. Appreciate your beard grooves. Giving me some credibility on my bow tiery. Spinning definitely helped. I think that's all the help we needed for it. I think from here forward, I mean, at least that, so I don't create no new problems, you know what I'm saying? Start modifying a little too heavily. Get off. David, what's up? Apex, what's up? Sometimes I'll read the last comment twice. This is cool, man. I'm enjoying the watch. Yeah, but you're invested. You're invested. I'm probably boring the crap out of everybody else. But if anybody really seriously wants to know how to do this in one sitting, they can scroll through this live stream and see the whole process, right? So that's one thing. It's pretty cool. Maybe I'm too powerful for gloves. But I do not want stuff on my fingers. I don't. We're mostly sanded down. But we can't call it 100. We still got that on there. I know. I know. But we ain't halfway doing nothing. We ain't halfway doing nothing this year. Everything going out is going out as best we can, baby. If we see problems, we're going to address them. If we see additional work is necessary, we're going to do some additional work, cuz. Gotta build a reputation for the things coming out of the shop. And you can see that this is like just a nice little piece of wood, man. A little knot or whatever right there. Just go straight through it. Okay, I think we're good. Let's clean it up. Okay, maybe these are the moments of truth. Let's see. Soul has been awaiting the unpolishing, so let's go ahead. It's been 20 minutes for sure. We'll go ahead and finish the polishing on that. And all that means is we wipe it clean with a shop towel for the sole. Can already feel it getting slippery, which is kind of nice. But probably ain't doing much for my t-shirt, but it's actually giving a nice little finish even to this. I wonder if I put an actual attempt at a finish on this, but I don't think I'm gonna. I don't want to cheese it up. I don't want to cheese it up, you know what I mean? Look like a big old goof out here in these streets. Okay, let's start putting the pieces back together. We are going to have to start with our frog. We're going to dust these as we go. So we don't really have any big issues going on, but we are going to clean them off. Now, I also don't feel any particular need to re-oil any of these because it's been fairly recently done, and I don't want to loosen anything up. It's really set up well currently. So let's go ahead and put this frog right here on this here plane. How about we do it upside right first, you know what I'm saying? Now in the back of this, see those two little forks? They go right in there, behind that screw. That'll set your frog right here at the front. Then all you have to do, the washer. Washer on top of the frog. Did you hear my accent come back? Drop the screw down in it. I'm being particular to make sure that the threads do not have dust in them. And you're going to want to find the holes with these screws. Just draw a little hair around it if you can't find it. But you want to lower these down together. Like you get one in, and then you want to get the other one started right behind it. Or right along with it, I should say. I can't promise you I found those holes yet. God, it's a little bit of a Winnie the Pooh. A bother. But eventually, you find your way. Because there's not a lot of space there, so you can't just, pardon the expression, finger it into the hole. Wish there were better words. So I'm going to forward this just a little bit to push this frog forward a little closer towards that slot, and I did that with that screw right there, that little set screw. Now everything's in place. I'm going to lock this frog down with these two screws on their washer. I'm going to note that I'm as close to that edge as I want to be. With this particular plane, I'll leave it just a tad bit back. Just a smidge. And then now, I'm going to take my chip breaker and my blade, and I'm going to match them up close. And I'm going to just do them with this. You can use the thing for that too. But right now, I'm going to use this. And I'm going to try to go, that might not even be a full, that might be a millimeter of blade poking over the edge of that chip breaker. That might be a millimeter. And then we'll drop that down, chip breaker side up, right into that frog. And once it seats in place, you'll know it because you can adjust this and you can see that plane move with it. All right. Now you're seated. I'm going to put it in the middle here. And now I'm going to put and then I'm going to just lock that down. I'll just pull in that piece right down. Now, I should be a little bit proud. And that should allow me to be able to cut and use this bad boy if I had handles on it. So I'm going to set this aside because I don't need, this can go in just like this. I am probably going to have to move the frog back off to put that back handle on. But this is all in one place. We know where everything is. Let's go ahead and put some finish on this and this. But before we do, I'm going to just put those screws themselves back on the plane just so I don't lose them, and they'll be in their appropriate place. Just like that is all. It's really not comfortable places to sit these big bulky motor scooters if you want to keep them clean on this desktop. More coffee. Lot of mercy. Another quick last second dusting on both of these parts. I think we're down to the raw wood. Take a look for yourself. I think we're pretty good. And we're going to go with a little boiled linseed oil, a little poly, a little spirits, and that's going to be that. Maybe a little more poly. So I'm going to move all of this dust out of the way. And all right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to have to make up a little tiny mixture of what we want. because we just don't need much, and this stuff doesn't really want to set up super long because some of these parts and pieces evaporate, obviously. So we're just gonna mix up a little bit. I just have to have something to mix it in. I'm gonna use that. So there's that. That's linseed oil. Your hands get slippery and then you try to open the stuff up. All right. And we're gonna put some wipe on poly in there. And we're gonna stop right there. Kick off of my foot. All right, so we're gonna mix that all up. And if you think old OCD does it, you're not gonna put gloves on, and you don't know nothing about nothing. Definitely gonna put some gloves on. Man, this thing is coloring like a freaking guitar. Like a dang Gibson. Holy smokes, that's good looking. That is good looking stuff. I'm gonna do all of it everywhere. So oil will be good to get in things. Good for the wood inside and out. Just gonna rub that in. Real good. Yeah, it does look really good. That's gonna look amazing. And of course, it's always gonna look like excess when you get started with this, and it's gonna take some time to work its way into that wood. But if experience is my teacher, I can just use what I got left over here, bring it over there. It's surprisingly darker. Like it darkened up like right away. But it's kind of a mature thing though. You know what I mean? It's a very rich. It's almost like almost black with like a hint of wood peeking out from it. It is quite surprising. But everywhere you do see that little wood poking out, it looks amazing. Or at least the color of the wood outside of that dark. I'm gonna find some cloth to sit down here and sit this on top of. Because it's gotta do some soaking in, I'm sure. But I wanna nurture the environment. Nurture, nurture, nurture. Now with this formula, it should be a one and done. Of course, you can always come back, retouch, re-oil things, but this should be protected as soon as this dries. So probably not going to need to put an additional coat on. I may, but I like this so much. As it's starting to develop, I don't know that I want to do anything else to change that. So, really and truly, we could just as well go ahead and put our plane back together. Only oily hands would be the only issue at this point. For the rest of the plane's sake. So I think I will do what I am not inclined to do and be patient. This is really turning out well. And I am gonna probably turn the camera off, set everything down, let this sit right here and cool out. And once all the dust settles, I think it'll be nice and we'll be ready to go. I'm gonna take off right now, give a call back and talk to my engineer about this music that I'm putting together for y'all. I am getting ready to get some custom West Does It background grooves that I can play while I'm chilling and doing this stuff with y'all. From an award-winning producer. So I'm not even just doing some nonsense. So I hope you guys hang around with me for that. But I'm definitely excited for it. Like, because that's what we about over here is the grooves, right? And now one interesting thing is I did a short this morning. YouTube not only demonetized it immediately, because they're doing some new different things with the music licensing. They demonetized it and then they just blocked it everywhere. Not one single viewer. So I think it's time to get some custom tunes. But yeah, I'm gonna check y'all out a little bit later. Maybe when I come back tonight and do my live, maybe I'll have some of those things ready. My guy called me during the live stream. That's where my plane was up against me. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Beer Grooves, you my guy. I'm trying to do this for you, brother, because you're awesome. Shaggy Man, thank you for hanging out with us today, man. I appreciate you too. Mr. Kevin, you're always in the building and you're always grateful to have you. Apex, thanks for coming by. Appreciate you too. Rob, as always, pops through whenever he can. Rob's over in England, so he can't be here with us all the time. But I appreciate it every single time that he does come through. Y'all be good, man. Take care of each other. All of that stuff. I appreciate you too, bro. Thank you. Y'all have an amazing day. And if I see you tonight, have an amazing night too. West does it. I'm gone. Peace.